are gonna change the moderation and get started. Let's see. All right, done. I'm getting so fast at that now. It used to take me forever. Hey Connie, good morning. Rebecca, I see Brenda's on. Hi everybody. I got a little makeup on this morning because I'm gonna be going to run some errands, and then guess what, guys? I'm getting this haircut. I can't wait. So excited. It's getting so long. Mom said, I have not seen your hair that long in forever, maybe ever. So it's getting really, really long and all my colors growing out. So it's time to get my hair cut. I feel like I have to get it cut so often, and I get my nails done a lot too because my hair and nails grow so fast. And I don't know if that is due to my diet or what, but I have some fast growing hair for sure. Not complaining, just saying it grows fast. So it is time. So I've got that appointment at 1. But before that, I need to hit up the dry cleaners and the pool supply store, and I'm gonna take a little water sample and get it tested at our pool supply store. We use Leslie's. And so we go there and they test the water, and they can let us know, if we're low on a certain thing or if we need to add more salt or whatever we might need for our pool so we can get it ready for the weekend. All right, hey everybody, everybody's jumping on now. Yesterday, if you were on with us, Mom and I made a zucchini casserole, and it turned out to taste very good, but it was wet. It was a little liquidy for our liking. So next time we make it, we're gonna leave out some of that cream that we had added. We'd added 7 ounces, so we're gonna do maybe 2. And then we might not peel the zucchini next time. I think that was another thing that we could change that would help out. And a lot of people were suggesting maybe adding rice or pasta to it, which would make it like a complete dish, especially if you add pasta. So that would help as well. So yesterday was kind of fun. It's always a little more fun when it doesn't go to plan. There's Star. She says something is wrong with her screen. Oh no, I wonder what's going on today. Well, we have our settings right, so everyone should behave. We shouldn't need too much moderation today. Rebecca's watching from Kansas. She sent a sunflower and a little heart. Y'all give me a thumbs up and say hello. All right, there's Tina. She says hello from rainy Indiana. Woohoo, they need rain. Okay, well that's good. Please keep us in prayer. Unfortunate setback on hubby. Oh, I'm sorry, Tina. Let's see, South Dakota. Mavis is watching from South Dakota. I've never been to South Dakota. I wonder if y'all get hot summers like we do. Rain in Tennessee for Pam. Carolyn's on. She says she wants to tell a story. A friend of her father, 82 years old, got a kidney match. He's doing wonderful. I'm surprised at his age he got a donor, but he's doing great. That's awesome, Carolyn. Good for him. Love that. Delilah's barking at something. I guess I should go figure that out. Star got her screen fixed. She said it was tiny at first. Let me just go make sure there's nobody at my front door, because Delilah is barking at the fence, which usually means there's somebody out there. Let's go take a look. Come on. There's my little kitty cat. Hey, kitty cat. Remy Bear. All right, come on, Lila. What is it? There's my dry cleaning I've got to take. Nope. Nobody's here. False alarm. False alarm. Yeah. Good girl. Well, she tried. She thought she was protecting us. And maybe she did. Maybe she scared them off. Come on, let's go back outside. All right. Let's see. Becky says, I really enjoyed the video of my Aunt Mimi and my grandma. She must have been a sweetheart. Pam is so blessed to have the videos. Yeah, I'm really glad. My aunt took some videos of my grandma. She was kind of declining at the last stages of her Alzheimer's. So we have some videos of her, and she was just so sweet throughout. And my aunt we're posting those over on Cooking with Pam Davidson's YouTube. Just one a day. I think she's got 30 something of them. Short videos, usually less than 5 minutes. Just really good memories of her there at the end. She was just such a sweet granny. We called her Granny. Let's see. Mavis says that they get very hot in the summer. In fact, 100s later this week, but we also get very cold in winter. Can get to -30, so we have extremes both ways. Wow, Mavis, that's incredible. How do you must have clothes of all kinds. I hope you have some big closets, Mavis, because those are some extreme temperatures. You have to have parkas and bathing suits and shorts. Becky says she did not look 86 years old. Well, I hope I got those genes then. Keep me looking young all the way up through my 80s. Yeah, I can't wait to get rid of some of this hair, especially now that the heat is heating up here. It's been 91, 92 every day are the highs. Yesterday I looked at the pool temperature for the water and it was 91 and the air temperature was 91, so they're starting to match now, which I actually really like. I like for the pool water to be good and warm. I don't like to get in when it's real cold. I know it's supposed to be like refreshing, but I don't like that. I like to jump in and it to feel good and not give me a little shock. So I like it when it's a little bit warmer like this. This is my ideal swim temperature. I am not working outside of the home right now, Peggy. I earn money from doing this, so it's not gonna make me rich or anything, but it's enough for us, just a little extra money. And then I can take care of everything here and take care of Scott. He works really hard. His career is very demanding. If we both worked like that, we wouldn't have time for anything. All we'd be doing on time off is getting things done. So it's nice that I'm able to stay and do some of this extra stuff that has to be done. And also sometimes throughout the year, depending on what's going on, I'll do online grading. So that is for a company called Measurement Incorporated, and I do that from home as well. So that's like a kind of make your own schedule, do as many hours as you want. So I do that as well. So I don't talk about it a lot because it's super boring. It's like 5th grade writing assignments, typically 3rd through 5th grade. And you just go in and like grade the writing assignments based on, however they ask us to grade them. So that can be dull. So we don't talk about that a lot, but that's another thing that I do to anytime that we, like if we have a lot of projects going on, I'll usually like ramp up those hours as well, just depending on what's going on. Let's see. 102 in Colorado on Friday, Brenda says. Woo, heat wave in the UK for Rita. Amy says, you like the hot tub feeling. Yeah, that's right. That is definitely true. Tina says, don't you take care of B&B home cleaning? So when my mother-in-law had the Airbnb around the corner here in Park Circle, I managed that, but she sold it. So I don't manage the Airbnb anymore. So I don't do that anymore. It was definitely an adventure being the manager of an Airbnb because things happen 24/7. So, you know, I'd get a call in the middle of the night, hey, the air conditioning went out and it's 90 degrees here in Charleston. So then it's like, okay, get out of bed, call around, figure out like who can help solve this problem after hours, or it could be anything. I mean, things happen in a home. So I was the number that they would call when things happen at the home. So that was quite an adventure, being an Airbnb manager and responding to all the issues, but then also helping people check in. If you guys have been following for a while, we had some interesting guests at our Airbnb that I managed. So one time I was at a doctor's appointment, and so I missed a call. And I missed it. I mean, it was like back-to-back calls. It was maybe 15 minutes. They called 10 times. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, I look at my phone, I've got like 15 missed calls all in a very, very short amount of time. And so I call the number back and they're like, hello? I'm like, hi. And they're like, we're at the home. It was somebody who was checking in. They're like, we're at the home and our code is not working that you gave us to check in with, because when they checked in, there's a keypad on the door, and every person that checked in got a new code for security reasons. Obviously, we don't want the last guest to return outside of their like rental days. So I changed the code and I gave the person the code, and the code wasn't working. So I said, well, can you go around to the side door, because there's a front and a side and they use the same code. I said, can you go around to the side door and try your code on the side door? Maybe the battery has died in the door or something, I don't know. So they go around and they say, well, there is no side door, but I'll go to the back door. And I was like, are they at the right house? So I confirmed the address. I said, are you on this street at this home address? And they're like, yeah, of course I am. Like, that's the address that you sent me. I'm trying to use the code, you know. Well, we had exterior cameras on the home. So I'm like, well, hold on. So I like put her on speaker and I pull up the camera. I'm like, are you at the home right now? And she was like, yes. I was like, can you go to the front door? Because the camera's on the front door. So she goes to the front door and she's like, I'm waving. And I'm like, I can't see you. I said, you're at the wrong house. And she was like, I am? I was like, yeah, you're trying to get into someone's home right now and it's not your rental house. And she had been all mad at me, you know, like, my code's not working, there is no side door, you know. And so I was like, what address are you at? And so she said it again, and I was like, yeah, that's not the one. Like, this is the right address. You have to go like 2 doors down. And I was like, please let me know that you got in. Actually, I was like, no, stay on the phone with me until you get in. Because I was like, I was still at the doctor's office. I'm like, can you just please walk down there now and enter the code and get into the house? So she got in. Of course, I didn't get like a sorry for yelling at you or my bad or anything. She was like, I'm in. I was like, okay, great, thanks, bye. Enjoy your stay. It was a whole, like, things like that happened all the time, or people leave it, you know, in a huge mess, and they leave dishes in the sink and trash everywhere, and it was an adventure managing that rental, because it was new guests, you know, every 4 to 7 days usually. Every now and then we had a guest that would stay like a whole month, and that was like great. So sometimes we had that, but usually it was like 3 nights or 4 nights or maybe a week. It was a heavy turnover, lots and lots of turnovers, so I had to schedule everything for that. But that was a time. I learned a lot doing that for sure. But she did end up selling it. Carla, that's my mother-in-law, she owned it, Scott's mom, and she sold it to get a property that she was wanting to live in Memphis. So yeah, it was quite an adventure. Here's my little doggy coming over to say hi. You want to say hi? Yeah. Yeah, she was probably embarrassed. That's right, Amy. I'm sure she was, because she was really being pretty rude. And then it ended up being her fault in the end. So that was probably true. She was probably a little bit embarrassed. Me and Delilah, we got our walk in very early this morning, and Scott came too. He doesn't usually come on our walks, but we went very early, about 7 o'clock. So we got our walks in, and before it started to get too hot, because it is dang hot right now. Star says, I'm sure you learned to have a lot of patience. I feel like I even learned a lot of patience. Probably the job that taught me the most patience was when I was a parole officer. And I had to work with the felons. It was a lot. I had to be very patient with that job, because I couldn't understand why somebody, would not want to better their life, or, there were a lot of things where I'd just be like, okay, let it go. Like, don't stress about it. Just, it's their choice. You can't control it. That job taught me a lot of patience. Becky asked, did the lady sell the house down the street from you? That house is still for sale. So a couple doors down, there's a house for sale. Then around the corner, there's another house for sale. I walked you guys past that one. Well, now at the end of our street in the cul-de-sac, there's a third house for sale. So they're all for sale right now. I told you all these things come in 3. It'd only be a matter of time until somebody else listed their home. He jumped on board at the end of the cul-de-sac and has also listed his home. So we've got 3, like a triangle around us basically, of homes for sale, and we're not selling ours. But yep, there's 3 now, and then I don't know what's going on with the property next to the one for sale, but the renters have moved out, so I don't know if they're gonna be moving somebody back in or what. Cheryl says, I would say, how rude. I know. Sometimes you just gotta bite your tongue and just laugh about it and move on. Becky says, best time to buy, especially that close to the beach. I know. I'm hoping we get some good neighbors in. We're really good friends with our neighbors a couple doors down, Dave and Nikki. We travel a lot together. We like to go on trips together, and they come over and hang out in the pool. And they used to have a boat, but they recently sold it. So we used to go out on the boat with them a lot. And we all like to just hang out together. Another couple that's around our age that also doesn't have kids. So we hang out a lot. And I really enjoy spending time with them. So I'm hoping we get like some more Nikki and Daves in here in the neighborhood, more friends that we can hang out with. And I've definitely got my share of friends that have little kids, and and that's a lot of fun too. It's just a different kind of, it's just different. Sally says, if you loan me the money, I'll buy you one. I'll buy one, LOL. Sally, if I had the money, I would loan it to you. I would. Debbie says, is that the one with the chickens? No, that's just a kind of a neighbor. We don't really know them that well. They just needed help with their chickens while they went out of town. And I thought, I know how to take care of chickens. I've been watching my aunt do it for a very long time. So I volunteered to help with their chickens, and they let me keep all the eggs that the chickens produced while I was taking care of them. And they also baked me some bread, some sweet stuff like that. So it was just a little trade between neighbors. Darlene's asking about Wilson. Wilson's doing good. The neighbors I was just talking about, Nikki and Dave, they adopted my former foster puppy, Wilson, and he is doing great. They love him so much. All very, very good news. Last night I spoke with the pet sitter who comes and takes care of Delilah when, almost never. Usually she goes to my parents' house, but in June, here at the end of June, we are all going to Surfside Beach together. So I I had to get a little bit of help with Delilah. We'll be gone Sunday through Wednesday, and then Scott will come back and he'll take over. So I was talking with her last night about what we want for visits and, you know, when to do the walks and all that. So she's all scheduled up to take care of Delilah and Remy while the whole family is together in Surfside. And her name's Rebecca. She does such a great job. She is really, really sweet, and Delilah loves her. And even Remy loves her, and Remy doesn't love a whole lot of people. Mary Jo and Charlotte are asking a wonderful question that I love. Will I be getting kitties when I get back? I will be getting foster kittens when we return. And I can't wait to get them. I've been missing fostering kittens. All I've done this year so far is foster one puppy, little Wilson. That's all we've gotten done this year as far as fostering goes. So I can't wait to jump back in and get some foster kittens when we get back, because I'll be staying put for a while. I don't have anything else planned travel-wise. Scott does. Scott has a couple of trips planned. He'll be going to Memphis in July for like 3 or 4 nights to spend some time with his mom and his sister and his daughter that live there. And he's gonna go on his own, and I'm gonna hold down the fort here. So he'll have some, you know, one-on-one time with family in Memphis. And then he has a couple little work trips that he's gonna go on by himself. So I'll be here pretty much the rest of the summer. I've got my traveling in already. I did my big birthday trip to Aruba with my friend Lisa. So that was my big travel in Hawaii, of course, with the family. So now he's gonna go and visit some family in Memphis, and that'll be really great. We always go together in November for Thanksgiving. So we'll go back together in November. But before then, he's gonna go and spend a little bit of the summer there, just a couple days. So I know he's looking forward to that, having some one-on-one time with his twin sis and his mom. So that'll be really nice for him. I know he's looking forward to it. Mary Jo said that they opened up a cat cafe there in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That's great. I love to hear that. Becky says that'll be a nice visit for Scott and his family. Yeah, originally I was like, maybe I'll go, you know, and then I thought, you know what? Like, I've been spending so much one-on-one time with my sweet family. Like, he was so gracious to be like, yeah, Hawaii, sure, you know, I'm only staying for half of the week for Surfside Beach, you know, so I'm getting a lot of that, like, and it is different. I mean, when you have a spouse there, it's just a little bit of a different dynamic. So I just said, why don't you just go on and just enjoy the time with your family, and I'll see them all in November. They'll probably come back here before November, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. So anyways, he's gonna go in July, and that'll be a really nice visit for him to have a little one-on-one time. Thank you, Tina. That was sweet. That's really sweet. I was thinking I should probably only stay on for a little while today because I have so much to do before my appointment. I got a couple little errands to run. I had told y'all that I was going to take a pool sample, and for those of you who have never seen this, it's really simple. I'll show you guys what we do. So they give you a little bottle here for the water test, and then you just got to get kind of over near the deep end and bend down as far as you can and fill this up with water. And then they take the water and they run it through this machine, and it gives you like a score, you know, like 0 to 100 on your water quality. And it also tells you what you need to add and kind of when to do it and in what order. So let's just go ahead and get a sample, because that is where I'm gonna go first, because you really should take the sample like right away after you get it. We're getting a sample, guys. I'm laying on the ground. So we're gonna get the sample and take it for testing. I've got a lot of chemicals already. I kind of just need to know what to add and when. Then I'm gonna drop off the dry cleaning and then I'm gonna head to this hair appointment. Oh, so I'll fill y'all in on the hair. I'll take a picture after and let you see how it goes. Probably gonna do partial highlights again and get a cut. I don't know how much I'm gonna get cut off because I like to have long hair. Just right now it's not feeling super healthy down at the ends, so I'm gonna get a little bit cut off at least. And that, I have to go downtown to do that, so I gotta leave a little bit early. How convenient, I already have a towel out here to dry my arm off with. That worked out. All right. Okay guys, well I'm gonna get to it. Thank you all so much for coming on, hanging out with me. Wednesday already, I can't believe it, we're leaving Sunday. So pretty soon we're gonna start getting ready for our beach trip, and you guys will get to see the beach every day for, you know, Sunday through Saturday, which is gonna be great. So I will talk to y'all soon. Bye everybody.